Today we have to change the tie rod ends and the drag link going to Apex chassis on the old Ford. We're going to see how this goes. I'm sure I'm going to get upset. Big boy coming in. Gotta move these. Gonna need a set of these. These are from Harbor Freight. Hopefully they don't fall on me. Pre-stage all that equipment. That ought to do. It does not fit. I mean, it probably would if I took out everything out of this garage, but I'll lower that door down. Maybe I'll hang a tarp. Probably not. I think it would fit in here if I pulled all the shelving and everything out of here and threw it in the trash. This would fit, but I'm not doing any of that, so I'm just going to leave it where it is. I can do whatever I need to do, hopefully pretty quick. Here's the tie rod, Apex, drag link. This is pretty big stuff right here, buddy. Looks bigger than what's under there. When you order it, if you order this stuff, make sure you order for $40. They'll sell you these. They obviously custom make these, but they fit their lock nuts, their jam nuts, perfectly. All right, so this joint here, this whole bar with this doo-doo slip, look at that, all getting replaced. This not supposed to be like that. This whole drag link all the way across getting replaced. This should go fairly smooth, I would imagine, as long as those nuts come off there fairly easy. We'll take a measurement from outside to outside tires to make sure that we get pretty close alignment, and then we'll take it up and get it professionally aligned. Alright, like I said, take a measurement outside to outside. I guess this would be about 100,000 times easier on a lift, but we're gonna go from one tread to another because I can hook it. 69 1/4, and I'm going right to the outside of that tread. We'll write that down. Won't be that hard to remember that though, because it's awesome. I do have the steering wheel set straight. First step, pull these baggedy cotter pins. I just bend them straight. These babies are rusted. We'll reuse them. Okay. One down. Throw that on the floor. That one's off. There's also like a little stupid thing that goes around the actual nut on there. I'll show you here in a second. Let me pull this cotter pin over here. You can even see where I'm at. Probably not. You see those little alright, these dumb little protectors of the nut have been removed. See this one? Nice and rusty. Okay, so we just pop that. The other end of that, which is over here, got to pull that cotter pin up there, and that little nut protector thing, and then it'll be ready to come off. All right, breaker bar on this one. Already broke it loose off camera. Only because I was hunting for a socket. It's 21 mil. You could put some PB blaster on it or something. And then leave that nut on there so that this doesn't fall. And then we'll need a deep 24. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. Put it over here. That's loosened. Watch this. This one needs some lube. We'll put a little Kroll oil on there. We'll move while that one's soaking. See that chrome socket? That's on the stabilizer. Damn! Let's see if this one's lubricated enough. She's tight. Let's let her soak a little longer, I guess. And we'll work on that one in the corner. A little lube on her. That one should be 21. It is. This one breaks loose with this. Perhaps. See that? I'm stronger than the impact gun. Same with this one. Leave the nut on the top so it doesn't fall. And then the last one. Ouch, that socket is warm. This goes to the steering linkage, which I believe is called a Pittman arm. Maybe Mr. Pittman himself made this. I know that this is very tight and there's not enough room for an impact gun. Maybe if you have a wobbler socket, which I don't have. I bet you that's ripping hot. Ooh. Yeah, it's quite warm. It will melt your skin. All right, That end is off. That one is off. This one is loose. Come over to this side. That side is loose. Now we just get a big hammer and beat on it. I brought a few different ones. I'll start small, work my way up. This one's soft dead blow. Let's see if we just tap it and it'll come off. I need safety glasses. Hold your ears, boys. There it is. See why you leave that nut on the bottom? So it won't fall on your face. Now let's go to the other side. There it is. Leave the nut on there. I hope you know that busted my eardrums out. This one is loose. Taking this side off with my face under it. Ooh. Whoa. That's actually quite heavy. This is why people do it on a lift. It's way easier. Look at that. She's off. There it is. Oop, that tire's wobbling. She does not want to come off there. Pickle fork it is. There she goes. Whoa. So what you have to do to get it off the pitman arm is go all the way left, take it out, and then let this swing all the way right over there to get it out from underneath the sway bar. And then it will come right out. Back at it. So I'm going to clean this hole out so it's nice and clean. Use some of this cleaner. Put some gloves on. I don't want any chemicals on my hands. I'm just going to run it through like you'd run a napkin up your nostril. She's nice and clean now. I'm just going to clean them all while I'm here. Alright, they're all clean. I've measured the length of it, of the old one. Matched it to the new one. Now I'm going to jam this sea sucker in there. This side goes this way. I'm just going to put this nut on to hold it. Swing it back around this way. Let's move the tire out just a little to where it reaches it. That was too far. There it is. She's in there. Stick the nut on it so it won't come off. This is where the shock goes in, and it's a taper. And it goes both ways, so if you need to reverse it, you can, but mine will go from the top down, I believe. And then that needs to go that way. Yep, there's. And they said that's in some applications where you need to flip the stabilizer shock mount. I don't need to do that, so everything's in place. Look at this god-awful mess. Alright, let me give you a little recap. I got super excited there. So I have the drag link on and the tie rod. The book says to torque the drag link ends off of the pitman arm, 80 foot-pounds there, 80 foot-pounds here, and then I'll torque the tie rod ends at 80 foot-pounds, and I'll show you all those torques. And then I have to torque, once I do my redneck alignment by twisting this adjusting sleeve, I will torque these down to 200 foot-pounds. That's what you use them extra fancy wrenches for. And then I have this paper right here on the end, has the zerk fitting for the top, and hopefully the one for over there on the other side. And then I'll put those in, and it says do like 1 pump of grease. They've already pre-greased them in case you forgot. And then hopefully, if it all works out right, this little A for apex will end up pointing forward so that Priuses can see it whenever I drive up on them real close. I'll have to read back through again and see what I'm supposed to torque that shimmy damper nut to. If not, then I'll just go to like 60 or something, because it's a little bit smaller than the tie rod ends. I didn't get any footage of installing these because they're extremely heavy and the camera was in my way. I was getting upset. I was going to cave in someone's skull. However, I do have a torque wrench, my Tecton. It's pretty sweet. I'll probably torque them here in 10 minutes or so. I'm taking a little break cooling down because it's about 1000% humidity in here, because I can't close the door and run the air conditioner. I could run the air conditioner and then pay the power man. After you torque the ends, the next thing it says to do is come out front, look at the tars, make sure they're straight, and make sure your steering wheel is straight, and then adjust that big ass adjusting sleeve until your tires are straight and your steering wheel is straight. So this is where the steering wheel holder, the alignment place uses to hold that steering wheel straight. I don't have that. So I'm going to do redneck alignment and then take it in and get it aligned. Turns out this thing is so massive that in order to get it aligned, you have to put it on like a big rig, 18-wheeler rack. There's only one shop in town that I know of that does the 18-wheeler racks. Last time I went there, they said they were about 2 days out. So I'll give them a call this week, see if I can get it in like on Wednesday or Thursday or something. I don't know. Have to go in early for work. Hopefully they don't take all Millennium. They'll probably be like, oh, your ball joints are bad and your fucking pitman arms and shit are all bad. Be like, nah, bruh. I already checked it all. These little zerk fittings are 5/16 of an inch. Let's go up here. There's no need to torque it down to 8,000 foot-pounds, but torque it so it won't fall out of there. There. That's pretty good enough. Also, the book says to add a little bit of lubrication in between this rubber boot and the knuckle, just to reduce friction. That's good. that nastiness off there. So all that little stuff is done now. Let's torque some stuff. 80 foot-pounds, like I said. That was 82.7. 81. Obviously I'll have to go tighter or whatever to align the cotter pin. 81.4. Alright, now we're to the point where make sure the steering wheel is straight. It's straight right there. So I can see that the left tire needs to come to the left. Okay, with some redneck alignment, I got them to where they're pretty much tracking straight. They were way off. And I've torqued with the fancy of wrenches to 200 foot-pounds. I am going to leave the set screws out because I don't want them to try to torque it and the set screws be in there, and then they freaking grind them into the threads. So I'm going to take them with me and then I'll put them in afterwards, because you just get a little blue Loctite. These ones already got some on there, so maybe I'll pre-soak these in some blue, and what we'll end up doing is, once it's done getting aligned, is I'll take it to work and then take a blanket or something, pop down, slip them in. It only takes 30 seconds. That way I know for sure that they didn't strip them out. And I'll probably take a torque wrench with me just to torque the things down. I'm going to take these cool wrenches with me just to give the tech some tools to use in case he doesn't have them. I don't know how many people use Apex stuff around here. Probably 0 people. Because if he doesn't use that, then he's going to use some big old smooth jaws or vice grips, or he's going to use something that he shouldn't be using. So I'm going to give him the proper tools so that he can use them. And that'll be that. I think that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. The angles on it sucked probably, but I'm working on it. I got to get another camera so I can get better views, multiple views, so I can switch in and out. But I'm working on it. Thanks for watching. If you watched all the way through, good on you. I tried to get as detailed as I could. It was hard to do it in that small space. I'm laying on the floor. It's 1000% humidity. It's burning hot. I'm soaking wet. But hopefully it helps somebody if they're going to do the Apex stuff on their truck or Jeep. I think they sell it for Jeeps too. If not, then thanks for watching anyways. I'm sure it was enjoyable. Till next time.